There's a person who started last year with nothing saved, no raise, no windfall, no lucky investment, no inheritance waiting in the background. Just 6 months, and everything about their relationship with money had changed. People around them called it luck, a hidden trick, or discipline they didn't possess. But none of that was true. The shift didn't come from strict budgeting or cutting out every joy. It wasn't willpower either. It came from understanding something most people ignore. Psychology drives financial decisions daily. Money problems aren't just about income, budgets, or interest rates. That's surface level. The real issue is deeper. The brain isn't wired for long-term thinking. It seeks comfort and rewards now. Until you understand that, no app, spreadsheet, or advice can truly change your behavior from the inside out. And it starts with the one step almost everyone skips entirely. Month 1, awareness and mindset reset. Most people think the first step is a budget. It's not. The first step is honesty. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Your relationship with money was built before you ever earned any. Stories from childhood. What your parents said and didn't say about money. Emotional patterns you repeat without ever choosing them. Reflexes that fire before logic even has a chance to show up. And there's something psychologists call status quo bias, a built-in preference to keep things exactly as they are. Even when they're hurting you, even when you know they're hurting you, your brain doesn't resist change because you're weak. It resists change because uncertainty feels dangerous. Familiarity feels safe. Even familiarity is the very thing quietly destroying your future. So this month is not about saving more. It's not about cutting coffee or making a list of subscriptions. It's about watching yourself. Does spending calm you down after a hard day? Do you buy things when you're bored, lonely, or anxious? Does checking your bank account feel more like a threat than a tool? Those patterns are not random, they are information. And here's something most people get completely wrong. Avoiding your finances doesn't protect you from stress. It just delays the collision with reality. People who don't look at their accounts aren't calmer. They're just building a bigger problem in the dark. The gap in most people's financial lives isn't discipline, it's clear. And before month 2 can work, you need to see yourself clearly first. Without judgment, just observation. That's the entire job of month 1. Month 2, goal setting and habit foundation. Once you see your patterns, now you give your brain a direction. But here's where most people immediately do it wrong. I want to save more. I should cut back. I need to get better with money. Those aren't goals. Those are wishes dressed up as intentions. Your brain cannot execute a wish. It needs a target. It needs a deadline. It needs something specific enough to actually chase. That's what a SMART goal gives you. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Not save more. Transfer $54 into savings on the 1st of every month for the next 6 months. See the difference? One is vague. One is a command your brain can actually follow without guessing. But here's something even more important than the structure. Your goal needs an emotional why. Numbers don't motivate people. Feelings do. Freedom from the anxiety that hits every time a bill arrives. Security for the people depending on you. The relief, the physical relief, of owing nothing to anyone. When the goal connects to something that actually matters to you, your brain doesn't just understand it, it wants it. And there's one more thing that changes everything. Pick one goal. Not 5, not 3. 1. Attention is a limited resource. A brain chasing 3 targets at once hits none of them cleanly. Narrow the focus. Build the first reel. Win. Then stack from there. Month 2 gives you a direction. Month 3 gives that direction to the nervous system. Month 3, habit formation and behavior design. Having a goal is not enough. Goals live in your head. Habits live in your body. And if you don't deliberately design the habit, your brain defaults back to the old one, every single time, without fail, without mercy. Here's how habits actually work. Scientists call it the habit loop. Cue to routine to reward. A trigger fires. A behavior follows automatically. The brain gets a signal that something satisfying has happened. Repeat it enough times and it stops being a decision. It becomes autopilot. That's exactly what you're building this month. One of the most powerful tools in behavioral science is habit stacking. attaching a new behavior to something you already do every day without thinking. I'll check my spending sometime. After I check my messages every morning, I review yesterday's expenses. Your brain borrows the existing trigger. No new willpower required, no new reminder needed. Then sharpen it further with what researchers call implementation intentions. Not, I'll save when I remember. When my salary lands on the 1st, I transfer $54 to savings before I touch anything else. Exact day, exact action, zero decision required at the moment, because the moment is when you're weakest. The moment is when emotions interfere. Pre-deciding removes the moment entirely, and when you hit a small win, celebrate it. Not because it feels nice, because your brain is literally learning from that signal. Micro celebrations are not self-indulgence. They are neurological reinforcement. They are the glue that makes the new habit stick when motivation fades. Month 4, automate and reinforce. By now, you have awareness, you have a goal, you have habit structures starting to form. Month 4 removes the biggest threat to all of it, your own decision-making in weak moments. Because weak moments come every month, without exception, and they always arrive at the worst possible time. The most powerful psychological move in personal finance is automation. When money moves before you ever see it, before it sits in your account looking spendable, the choice is already made for you. There's no internal argument, no just this once, no negotiation between present you and future you at 11 p.m. after a long day. It's done. Behavioral economists call what follows a default habit. When a behavior becomes the preset, reversing it requires active effort, and most people won't bother to reverse it. That's the entire point. Make saving the path of least resistance. Impulse spending is the one that requires a conscious choice. This month, also tell someone your goal. Not to perform discipline for an audience, but because accountability creates a psychological bond that your brain takes seriously. When someone else knows what you're trying to do, your brain has a second reason to. Follow through. Social commitment is one of the strongest behavioral forces we have. Use it. Month 5, optimize and clear the psychological roadblocks. 5 months in, the early motivation has faded, the novelty is gone, the old patterns are fighting back harder than ever. This is exactly where most people quit, and it's exactly where the real transformation either happens or doesn't. Here's what behavioral finance researchers keep finding. The biggest obstacle isn't a lack of money, it isn't a lack of knowledge, it's friction. Friction on good habits makes them feel exhausted. No friction on bad habits makes them feel effortless. So this month, flip that deliberately. Remove saved card details from shopping apps. Switch to cash for the categories where you consistently overspend. Making impulse purchases requires 3 extra steps. When buying costs friction, you pause. And the pause is where reason finally catches up to impulse. Also, money stress doesn't just feel bad. It actively makes you worse at financial decisions. Cortisol narrows thinking. Anxiety pushes people towards short-term relief over long-term gain. Stress makes the brain choose fast food over a healthy meal every time. Psychologists recommend scheduling specific worry time, a fixed window each day for financial anxiety to live in. Outside that window, you don't let it hijack every decision. Contain it, then decide. And if some of your targets feel genuinely unreachable right now, adjust them without shame. Consistency beats perfection, every time, without exception. A realistic plan you actually keep beats an ambitious one you abandon in month 5. Month 6, consolidate, review, and build for what's next. 6 months ago, you were a different person with money. Not because your income changed, not because the economy improved, not because you got lucky, because your relationship with money changed. This month is not about hustle. It's not about pushing harder. It's about reflection. Look at what is held. Look at what slipped. Look at the moments you almost quit and didn't. Not with judgment, with curiosity. Because what you learned about yourself across these 6 months is worth more than the number sitting in your savings account right now. Now use it to build forward. Keep automation running. Don't touch it. Schedule regular monthly check-ins so your brain doesn't quietly drift back to old loops. Take everything you now know about your emotional triggers and build the next 6 months around that knowledge. Escalate savings slowly. Small increases feel painless. Painless changes actually stick. Set the next goal. Break it into fresh micro targets. Stack the next habit on the ones already running. The sprint is over, but the system you built, that keeps running whether you feel motivated or not, whether life is easy or not, whether you remember to check it or not. And that's the real shift. Not what you saved, not even the habits you built. It's who you've become. Someone who doesn't just try to make money when things get bad. Someone who makes smart financial decisions. By design. Every month. Without the fight.